right. So, yeah, so I had given one of my friends some advice, and she reached out to me and said, "Hey, thanks for the advice." And I'm like, "What advice is that?" And she's like, "Keeping the guy around so when someone else came around, I'll be quick to see red flags." And then she described what happened after I asked her what happened. And so essentially, the advice I had given her was based on a situationship that she was in. She was seeing this guy. And I think she was kind of digging the guy and she wanted a relationship. But he was clear that he wasn't ready to be in a committed relationship, I guess, between the shit that he had going on in life or wherever he was mentally. I don't remember, but long story short, the motherfucker wasn't ready for a relationship and he was clear about that. So she did enjoy kicking it with him and spending time with him. But they had a situation where they had made plans and there was no confirmation. And then as a result of that, the day of, they ended up not going. And then after the fact, he's like, "Hey, I didn't hear from you, so I thought, you know, we weren't going." And so for her, I think that was the point in which she kind of felt like, you know what, I don't know if I want to keep dealing with this shit. So that's when she reached out to me for advice. And so once she kind of described the nature of the relationship and the event that took place, my advice was this: it's like, okay, if you're seeing somebody that you like and they don't have everything to offer you that you want, you have a choice, right? You can either leave that person or just keep that person and just understand you're getting, limited of whatever it is that you want out of a partner from that person. But then since that person is also not looking for a committed relationship, then you're free to continue dating. And so my advice to her was to choose to keep seeing the guy and then continue dating. And the reason why I told her that is very simple. Is because let's say, let me mention one other thing. I did tell her like, okay, accept the nature of the relationship. If he only offers the one thing and you kind of like that, but you want more, it's kind of like if you want chicken, but you're at In and Out. They don't offer that. That doesn't mean that you stop going in and out. Maybe you just add Cane's to your repertoire. I don't know. And so I told her, kind of like to continue seeing him, but then continue dating. And the reason is because let's say, for example, if she stopped seeing him, and that was her only intimate partner that she was dealing with. So let's say she stopped seeing him, and she kind of spent a little time to regroup and focus on herself, and then she puts herself back out on the dating market. So let's just say if several weeks go by or a couple months or whatever time period she needs, and then the first guy that she meets that checks the minimum checklist, like, okay, he's attractive, he has a job, he's cool to be around, she's going to be prone to gravitate towards him because let's face it, after a period of time of loneliness, your judgment just ain't right. And so, okay, she gets with this guy, and then 6 months into it, she's realizing, damn, this motherfucker don't even read. This motherfucker has all these crazy conspiracy, like whatever, right? And so now there's an attachment there, but at the same time, she's realizing that this ain't a good relationship. And people find themselves in that situation all the time. So the reason why I told her to stick with Buddy is because, okay, you know that you're dealing with him in a limited capacity. Okay, this is In and Out. This ain't McDonald's, Burger King. They just got the one thing on the menu. Okay, and then you continue dating because what'll happen is now when you're dating, you're not as thirsty, and so you're a little bit more open to seeing red flags because you're not just drawn in because of the physical. I mean, you might be drawn in because of the physical, but you're not ready to, I guess, go too deep down that path as fast because you don't necessarily need to be because you have some level of intimacy already in your life. And so that was my advice to her, and she followed that, and apparently it worked out for her. She told me that I guess another guy that somehow she knows, I think a coworker, and he was hitting her with all types of bullshit lines, and oh, you give me butterflies and all of this shit. And she did mention that she could now kind of step back and assess the conversation a little bit more without being taken into it. And she kind of realized, like, okay, this motherfucker's full of shit. And this is what she's telling me. So, yeah, so I want to give myself a pat on the back and let y'all know that if I do tell you something, if I do give an opinion about something, it's usually kind of thought out. It ain't just I don't just talk shit. So so yeah. Also, if you need any advice, hit me up. If you like the video you just watched, please like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, share this video with like-minded thinkers. Most importantly, if you have anything you want my honest opinion about, send me a DM that says who, and if it's something I think I can give an honest opinion about, I'll make a video.